Hello, and thank you for listening to Gettin' Hard in Nate's Backyard. On this episode of the podcast, I sit down with Greg and Wes of Exit Strategy. Exit Strategy is a Calgary-based, 4-piece, intense death grind metal band. They have 3 albums out to date and 1 demo. They are making their return after a year-long hiatus to Distortion live music venue on New Year's Eve this year, 2016. We sat down and had a pretty fun discussion. We talked about some tour stories and whatnot. A little bit of the oh shit rivalry came up. So as always, thanks for listening. Oh, hello, and welcome to Gettin' Hard in Nate's Backyard. I'd like to welcome Greg.
Hi.
Wes.
How's it going?
And Nancy.
Hello.
She's not in Exit Strategy, but the other 2 guys are.
She is now.
Awesome.
Lead guitar.
Oh.
Just leads, eh?
I like the groan. Oh.
Keyboard.
Yeah.
Keyboard.
Oh.
This podcast is brought to you by Right Hook Mics. RightHookMics.com. Our lovely guests are speaking through them. They're awesome. Big James just came out with a crazy studio condenser I want to try. Seems pretty nuts. There's we're using the metal mic, but there's 5 different styles of this PE55 style mic. They're cheap and good, and it's Christmas, so go buy shit. And this podcast is also brought to you by me and Nancy, Big Nate Productions. Go to BigNateProductions.com and listen to this if you're not already. Go to CalgaryMetalFest.com. Pay attention there. We're going to be making some announcements soon, hopefully. And with that, I'd like to officially welcome Exit Strategy. How you guys doing?
Good. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too cold tonight, huh?
Nope.
It's fucking awesome. You guys are playing... Is the New Year's show your only show as of right now?
Yes, currently.
Cool. So you guys are playing the New Year's show at Distortion with Oh Shit and a bunch of other bands that did the punk versus metal.
Yes, sir.
You guys have been on a bit of a hiatus. Can you explain that to people?
Well,
Why?
Yeah. Well, I think we needed a break.
Yeah, a lot of grinding, huh?
A lot of grinding. The year leading up to the break was a little grueling, and there was a lot of stuff going on, and playing a lot of festivals, a lot of shows, did that Falcon battle, and
right.
So it was just and Greg and Carrie just had
a little girl. Yeah.
So
cool.
Time to take a break.
Fucking A.
And plus, we were also planning on doing the Caveat record for a while, so it's a side project of the band.
Yeah, you've been working on that Caveat record for about a year.
For the past year, and that's almost completed. So
awesome.
Now we're kind of getting back, are itching to get back into the grind groove again.
Fucking A. Yeah. Moderation in moderation.
Yeah.
That's right.
Cool. Do you guys have any new tunes coming out at the show? No, or
no? We literally just started jamming like a month ago, I think.
Yeah. If
sure.
that.
Yeah.
It was about middle of November or something like that.
Like 3 jams or something so far.
Cool. So just getting tight on all the rad old stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which isn't really that old. When did you put your last CD out? That was 2013.
Yeah, something like that.
That's not very old.
No.
Cool. I thought I'd have more questions for you guys. That's
over.
it. We're done. 4:20.
Thanks for
We're
coming
finished.
out, everyone.
So, why couldn't the other 2 guys be here tonight? Casey's playing a show, right?
Yeah, Casey's, I believe, playing a show with Doberman tonight.
Oh,
He's
right.
playing bass.
And
right.
Joe knew about it, but he forgot about it as usual.
He's a filthy ginger. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That comment was ginger approved.
Yeah.
Yeah. DJ would approve.
Yeah. No, he can be aloof sometimes, it seems.
Joe standard time. Yeah.
Cool. So what do you guys have to say about this whole beef that's going down?
Fuck those guys.
Yeah, fuck oh shit in the face.
I came up with a joke. What do you call oh shit if they got 7 more members in their band?
What?
A full set of teeth.
Oh, bazinga! Bazinga! No, that stuff has seriously been really funny. I put it all I put all the snippets of it on the end of the last podcast I did with Garen the other night, where it goes back and forth and stuff. Can't put memes on audio, but it was pretty funny.
They're a lot more ambitious than we are, that's for sure.
Yeah. Seems like.
Yeah, Garen's not on Facebook, so he hadn't seen any of it.
Oh, yeah.
Or heard any of it.
Well, I just got a text from Taco, too. Oh, I wish I could have been there. Garen doesn't know anything about the band. Like, yeah. So I asked you guys a month before.
I saw one thread on Facebook there where this one I can't remember who it was. Why you guys got to be such assholes to each other? You know, it's a small scene and like...
Yeah, I know. Totally didn't get it. Yeah, I've seen a couple of those. Because Mad Child and Snack the Ripper are beefing, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That beef's pretty funny. It seems to be a serious beef, but who knows?
Are any of them, though, really?
Yeah, well, I heard those guys are going on tour in Australia in like a month, so...
Yeah.
They cross paths on it or something. Awesome. So, cool. Playing the New Year's show. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's not too exciting. I mean, the New Year's show is exciting, but beyond that, we're pretty lame.
Yeah, it's not like we have a new record coming out that we can talk about or anything like that. But
yeah.
No, for sure. Well, let's listen to a song.
Yeah.
Well, I think of some questions. I should have been much more prepared. I thought this would be a lot easier.
I'm having fun.
Yeah. I'll pound a beer and, then a bunch of questions will come to mind. What tune would you like to listen to? Is there anyone in particular?
Murder is Masturbation by Nothing Face.
I was talking about an exit strategy song. That's a good song.
Great call, though,
I like
dude.
that song. That's a good
Dumb.
Yeah, cool. That's what I was thinking. Right on. We'll be right back.
dedicated to Joe.
D.U.M.B stands for Deep Underground Military Bases, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's a very interesting concept. Google that. We'll be right back.
Back to macro. What is your exit strategy?
Fucking A. That was Dumb by Exit Strategy. But the song's called Dumb. It wasn't actually dumb. It was awesome.
It is both.
Yeah, so, cool. Do you guys want to talk about when you guys went out to Toronto for the Vaughan battle last year and what happened?
It was,
So you beat everybody in Alberta. You beat everybody in the prairies. Or no, there was a Winnipeg band, right? No.
They won the first
prairies. Oh yeah, before we were doing the prairies, right? Okay.
it was just the Calgary and then the...
Oh, there's Edmonton.
Yeah, you guys won out of Calgary and Edmonton, and then that
Alberta
won.
Mm-hmm.
You beat out Death Toll Rising barely. Sorry, Brian. I hope you're okay.
I don't know if he's got over that, man.
I don't think he has either.
He started lifting weights after that.
He's all bulked up now. He's in perfect condition.
We should enter again.
I don't know if he's got enough gains to get over it, but
But yeah, no, we did that, and then we went out to TO, and it was fun. It was good. It was a little weird. Like I did an interview with somebody that was involved with it as well before. I said the same thing, that there was a lot of people there, and we got all pumped up, and we went up on stage, and then all like 350 people just went to the back and crossed their arms. Yeah, like, oh fuck, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
She was like, hey, we're Exit Strategy from Calgary. Hope you like our stuff.
Yeah,
Went off, and then
what can you do? It kind of throws a guy off guard. Like that, right?
There was like 30 people or so up at the front going ape shit, and then the rest of the crowd's back there, judging us.
Exactly. Waiting for their like hometown dudes to go on there and show their support, right? So, and I can appreciate that. People showing their support for hometown, but I think on a contest like that, there's got to be some sort of neutral ground to make it fair. Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to get them, and they don't want to at all, which is super annoying. But like, I think it should be like the Olympics, where it moves around.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's not in Toronto every year.
That was actually one of the things that I suggested to that guy in that interview, was that if it moved around, it'd be a lot more.
Yeah, like do a Vancouver,
Yeah, exactly.
So that everybody has to travel, and everybody has to to me. It's not fair that that there's two Toronto bands.
That was a little odd.
And B, that they don't have to travel.
Yeah. Yeah, so they can bring their whole stage show.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
They
They
were
side banners and
synchronized headbanging
honestly,
and
every
stuff.
side banner was Newbury approved. It was friggin' He's gonna hate me after this.
Yeah. But did they have their
Love
own
you,
drum
noobs.
monitors?
No. But they were doing synchronized headbanging, the guitar players up there, doing the smell the floor.
Yeah.
In sync. And
Fucking right.
And they were getting deep, and but yeah,
that's cool. I mean,
it was a
whatever.
good show, though.
It was cool, and all the bands that were there were fucking awesome, and they did a great job, I certainly am not one to kind of go and cry and say that we're not fucking being treated properly because we didn't win. Whatever, we didn't win. We went and had a great time. We got to play the fucking Opera House in Toronto.
Yeah,
that's definitely a highlight as far as all my years doing this. That's one of the highlights to me. Did we win? No. Did we get to play the Opera House and have a fucking killer show? Yes.
Want to hear something funny? So after the show, Greg and I decided we were going to get polluted, so we did, and then we go back to we take a cab back to the to the airport at night. We walk in there and it's fucking dead. And so we were like, okay, well, we got to go to our own terminal. We're like, okay, so we stumble over to the terminal or whatever, and we all just pass out like face down on the floor. There's no one there.
Nice.
And I fucking wake up. I can't even what time it was in the morning. I wake up. I always wake up early. I wake up and I get up and I sit up and I look and there's like 300 people sitting in front of us. And I look over at Greg and he's just like farting and like itching his asshole. There's like families and stuff sitting in front of us. And I'm just like, dude, get up.
Welcome to Canada.
Yeah.
Calgary represent.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, that's what they do when they come here. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those
And then,
Torontonians.
yeah, it was funny. I found out I don't like flying that much either.
Oh,
Really?
fuck, that was funny.
Really? You never
I don't
before?
mind. No, that was my first time flying, and
Whoa.
and I don't mind like once I'm up there and stuff. I'm fine. I just don't like taking off or landing.
Yeah,
Any
especially
sort of
in
turbulence
Calgary.
or turbulence. Yeah.
Yeah, especially in Calgary.
Because we were on a basically a rickety fucking little plane. It was like we were like
From Calgary to Edmonton, we were,
yeah, because we were like one of the only ones on the plane, so it wasn't like this big fucking jet. It was like this small little rickety plane. So it was,
Yeah, those are the ones
very
that
first
crashed.
time I'd
and
ever been.
Wes's face, man, he's just fucking white, just holding onto the seat, like I'm thinking he's gonna tear off the fucking part of the seat here while he's fucking waiting.
Oh man, yeah. So there's that.
Fuck, we were watching some planes coming in today, and there's this crazy crosswind, and they're going straight, but their nose is pointing like 35 degrees off. It's like,
Jeez.
how the fuck do you guys do that, man?
Yeah.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
So, you guys have done a bit of touring, all Western Canadian stuff, aside from the Toronto gig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been out to-
Anything cool that's happened there?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, the funniest one was when we went out we were out on tour we did like a, it was like Winnipeg, Saskatchewan, and I think we did Edmonton or something too at that one. And then, but we were out in Winnipeg at the zoo.
Booze Fest, wasn't it?
Booze, I think it might have been Booze Fest, yeah, and we played our set, which,
Sorry, you might have had a beer, Greg.
we played our set, and,
Thanks.
and Greg and I were sitting at the merch booth after, and this Hardy girl came over.
Sorry, this is in Winnipeg?
This is in Winnipeg. Yeah, we were sitting at the merch booth at the zoo, and a girl that looked like she was no stranger to a hamburger came over, and she started hitting on Greg and I. And like blatantly hitting on us, and we told her, no, we're married, and then she was like, oh, well, you guys are a lot cooler than she rattled off some bands like Carcass or something, I don't know, if so implying that they all fucked her or whatever. And then so she continued to try and get us to convince us to do something with her, and she's like, I can squirt, and we were like, what? So she's like, yeah, I can squirt, and she's like,
on the spot,
on the spot, whenever I want.
Yeah,
and we're like,
whenever.
what? And just kind of gobsmacked by what she was saying to us in the first place. So she's like, yeah, I can squirt. And she just reached up underneath her fucking skirt and just fucking blasted one out on the floor. Right in front of our merch booth.
Stay fucking classy, Winnipeg.
Yeah, and just fucking Greg and I just looked at each other and just like, hey, you want a CD? Like, I don't know what the fuck.
There's an applause.
Yeah.
Clean up in aisle 5.
And then I think something else caught her attention and she fucked off. And that was something else.
Go get the ball. Go get the ball.
Yeah. Squirrel. Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Actually, Booze Fest has always been one of the highlights for me through all the years of touring. Going there, it's such a great venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Eh?
Well, yeah, exactly.
It's been slowly shutting down. It's weird.
Yeah.
They keep doing
But
shows
seriously,
there.
that venue was
Oh,
so
for sure.
badass.
The zoo, yeah.
I remember when we played there the last time we were there on tour. Doug's really anal about his fucking monitors, and he's like, can I get some toms in the monitor? And the fucking sound guy's like, yeah, you can. I bet you never fucking get that, do you?
Yeah.
It was just like, no, we don't. Thank you very much. Like, very on it. Good rig there. Good fucking sound guys. And the last time we were there, we played at, because the zoo was like not doing stuff.
Yeah.
We played at
Windsor?
the Windsor Hotel, which is like a blues bar.
How's that?
I actually saw Jimmy Payne's picture up on the wall.
Really?
Yeah,
Missed that dude.
me too.
Yeah.
Salt of the earth.
Fuck yeah, Shuffle King.
Yeah.
He, yeah, no, it was a great venue. It was like not quite as big as the zoo, but big enough. I mean, hold any venue for us over 150 is pretty rad, right? Like,
Yeah.
Fuck, I mean, bands like us never get to get in front of thousands of people or anything. So,
It's almost the smaller the venue, the better when you're in a metal band.
Right.
Such a
It's more
hardcore
intimate,
metal
right?
band, yeah.
like Edmonton, the Starlight. Sometimes if you play there and there's not enough people, it's
Yeah.
like,
Especially since
fuck.
it goes downhill, so they're even farther away. They could be standing 10 feet from the stage, but they're actually like 15 or 20 feet because it's 10 feet down and fucking 20 feet over.
Well, and the sound is so iffy there too, man. You have the
Yeah.
right sound guy. It's just so fucking bouncy, the sound in there.
Yeah, totally. That's definitely a thing. Like even like at Dickens, if there's only 10 or 15 people there, the fucking sound is just, it's hard to control because there's a fucking tin ceiling and all this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But if it's smack full of people, it's like natural compression or something.
Yeah.
They just absorb it.
Just one sec. We played this one venue where Che's from, the Paw, Manitoba.
Oh, yeah.
Which is 6 hours north of Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And it was on this reserve, this dry reserve. It was really fucking nice. And it was in a hockey arena, and they had this like fucking $200,000 PA.
Jesus.
But like nobody could run it. Like the monitors were just fucking like, so fucking bad. It was just like, turn them off. Just turn them all off. It's terrible.
Jesus, hey.
So sometimes it's all in what you know.
So true, man. Yeah.
Cool. So Winnipeg, any other wild tour stories? Ever break down anywhere or fucking
No, we've been pretty lucky that way. We had to stop one time in like where the fuck was that on the way to Winnipeg because it was just too much goddamn snow on the ground and it was just too cold. Where the hell did we stop in that shit hotel? Oh, speaking of shit hotels, the last time we went out to when we toured out to we went out to the island, out to Victoria, and did a show out there, and we did one van, and where else? Was that it? I thought we did more than that.
Might have been. I don't remember. I think it might have just been the two.
But yeah,
I think one of them fell through or something.
But yeah, so we were on our way back, and we didn't want to go all the way back, so we stopped in at Golden.
Oh yeah.
And what the fuck was that place called? It was like the Come In or something. Yeah. The Come In. Yeah. And we went out. I knew something was wrong. We went into like the main like the lobby. This one dude comes out of the back, and he kind of looked like Big Gay Al from South Park, and he was just like, but a sketchy kind of methy version of that. And there was about 9 cats back there with him, and I was just like, what the fuck? And then so I just kind of sat in the back, and then all of a sudden he was like, yep, we're getting a room here. I was like, all right. Just kind of braced myself, and then we walked in, and man, it was oh fuck, I don't even know how to explain it properly. It's like the beds
were on
underneath. Yeah, the beds were on. Well, they were on pallets, like wooden pallets.
Whoa.
Like underneath, like they had the sheets down on the floor and like kind of splayed out, so you couldn't like get up underneath them or see
That's
under.
what they imported the bed bugs with.
Yeah. Well, that's
we're all
not
like fully clothed, just fucking
yeah,
on
just
top
all
of the
yeah,
sheets.
exactly on top of the blankets, fully clothed. Like I think I brought in a sweater from the truck to use as a pillow because it was actually blood. There was dried blood on the actual like outer comforter of the bed. Yeah, it was fucked
Good
up.
thing you
Man.
didn't have one of those fucking black lights, you know?
Oh my god, no!
It's just fucking spurt.
I'm glad
everywhere.
we didn't, man.
Spurt and
Jesus.
squirt.
Then we go to the truck stop, and we go in there and go into the stall, and sitting there fucking doing my duty, taking a nice shit, and I look down, and there's a big fucking load of semen on the floor.
Oh yeah, and in the exact same bathroom. I was out while he's doing that. I'm out taking a piss. I go to wash my hands, and there's the fucking sink is like half filled with vomit. Like I just ate an omelet.
Where the fuck was this?
In Golden.
Oh right.
It was fucked, man.
It was far from golden, dude.
No,
Yeah. Golden brown.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, Wes and I used to play in a band called Killiakai. And remember when we were in Golden?
yeah.
That was fucked.
Oh,
was
yeah.
it the same fucking hotel?
No,
Because-
it wasn't. The one we were in was much nicer than the
Really?
exit strategy. What we got,
Because
than we got. With
I scored that gig. Like we didn't get paid, but we got hotel rooms, which are,
motel rooms and beer or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
Some
which was
crackhead tried
glorious.
getting in there, wasn't it? And we went out to fucking. kick
Yeah,
his
that's
ass.
right. Some guy was yelling at us from outside, and then you're like, "Fuck you!" And you fucking went outside.
Yeah,
I'll
and I
fucking
saw-
take care of this. And there was a ginger involved too. What was going on there? I remember
I don't
ginger
know.
involved with all that.
I don't know.
But remember, we basically had a paid rehearsal. Nobody wanted to hear this shit, and they only booked it because I called him and forced him into it.
Yeah.
And there was like everybody else went to the other bar in town, and fucking so we play, and we were like poor, very poor, and we had a bowl and we had salad, and I think we had Caesar salad dressing. And we made this giant salad, but we didn't have any forks, so we only had plastic knives left. So we were using our finger and the knife and eating the
like
salad.
chopsticks, yeah, like a skin plastic chopstick, like a little fucking claw.
Fucking right to the end too.
Yeah.
We were like fucking starving, right? Old Golden. Fuck. Where else can you play? Like, that's what is so fucked about Canada, right?
Oh, man.
It's like we were talking about when we were listening to that tune there. Like, you can fucking go broke trying to tour Canada, no problem.
Yeah.
Like, we do it. With Kayaktis, it was to the point where we did this, like, for a couple years in a row, we did this, like, loop. Like, we'd go to Winnipeg and then up to the Pas and then come or along the north, like Prince Albert and Edmonton, and then come down, and which was killer. Saskatoon and all that stuff. It was cool, but I mean, fuck. When gas went on that Killikai tour too, remember gas was
crazy.
$1.50 a liter?
Yeah.
Like, and that was in 2008.
That was in like Dawson Creek or some shit.
Yeah, fuck. It was such a fuck over. It seems like every time, it's the height of driving season or whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever the tours happen, so the gas prices are through the roof. But it's just too bad everything is so goddamn far away because. Yeah. Like the Americans truly are lucky like that. Like, imagine being able to just get up and go down the fucking Western Seaboard and back.
Yeah. And play all these different hotspots.
And play in front of a possible 300 or, 50 million people.
Yeah.
Like there's 30 million people in California, for fuck's sake. So
Yeah.
You can get
So there's a good chance that there's going to be at least 80 at your show.
Yeah, for sure. To get that point. Yeah. There were some funny gigs, though, that we did. Like, we did Prince Albert at an art gallery on a Sunday, and I was all fucking pissy that day. And I was like, just gonna fucking suck it. And then we go and we do it, and it was fucking awesome. Like, to have 60 kids on a Sunday, there was, like, no booze, and they were just all pumped to be there. And they were, we had booze.
Just us in the parking lot.
Yeah, just us in the parking lot. Not
all that
hanging out with
matters.
anybody.
That's all that matters.
Fucking dicks.
It's like those new block shows, man.
Yeah.
Some of those shows have been fucking killer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The outrageous
right.
ones, man. Those kids go fucking nuts,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I've had both Darren and Jay on here on the podcast recently talking about the demise of the New Black. It's really too bad there's no more all ages
Yeah.
in the city, man. Because where else can you do it, really, except
Oh,
Mac
totally.
Hall
And
or
those
fucking-
underage kids, they go nuts, man. I remember playing a show there, and Wes is like, this next song, I want to see blood. And then all of a sudden I look out in the crowd, and the fucking crowd is like murdering each other. Like,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Lovingly, though.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he's like,
No,
okay,
that's
all right.
awesome. Yeah, they're the ones that buy stuff, too, because they have money.
Yeah, exactly, because they got no fucking bills.
They got no bills. They got no rent.
And their booze addiction is just beginning.
Yeah,
exactly.
and cigarettes, too.
Yeah,
They only
exactly.
smoke a couple a day.
Yeah. Their liver's still soft as a baby's bottom.
So maybe we should listen to another song that's going to kick the shit out of Oh Shit on New Year's Eve.
Destroy them with your metal.
That's right.
Any suggestions, fellas?
I picked the last one. It's your turn.
Remember Sammy Jankis.
Boom. Here it comes.
Competition
Fucking A. So, Greg, you want to tell the people a little bit of the history of the exit strategy? You guys have had a few singers, eh? Or just two? No.
No, it's been 3.
Oh, 3, yeah, right. Okay.
I don't count.
Yeah, I started way back in the kind of mid to latter part of the Caveat lifespan. Well, the first phase of that anyway.
Yeah.
And at that time, both Casey and Joe were, kind of experimenting with some old Thorazine tunes and looking to kind of get out of the whole prog metal stuff and do something a little bit more visceral. And they started jamming with Dave Rooks, and the whole intention was really to kind of almost revive the whole Thorazine thing again. And they started jamming the first, the first
I had
gig.
no idea Rooks was involved.
Yeah, he was the original bass player, but he's such a cunt that that it just didn't last.
Well, fair enough.
Talking shit in Nate's backyard.
You know what the thing is?
It's gotta be a real cunt if somebody's going to come on a podcast and be like, that guy was such a fucking cunt.
Personally, I don't think that Rooksy is a cunt, but I actually like him, and I've got along with him very well, but I know that the dynamic that he had in the band as far as with... And at this time, too, they already started jamming with Shane, who was the Thorazine singer and the original singer of Exit Strategy. But within a few jams, I know primarily the friction was between, Casey, Joe, and Rooks.
Interesting.
I've worked with Casey for a long...
Dave Rooks is an amazing bass player.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
Because I heard he doesn't even play anymore.
He does. He's got his own band, actually. And if you check out his links that he's got...
he does a lot of vocals and stuff.
He does vocals, he does guitar, he does everything. And don't get me wrong, me saying that is on dissing Rooks. It's just the fact that, when you're hard to work with, you're hard to work with. And there's other guys in the scene that I'm not going to name that are notorious for this. And it's just, part of the dynamic with being in a band is not necessarily that, okay, I can play my instrument and do my part in the band, but it's your camaraderie and your ability to blend with other people.
Yeah.
And that's a
like
huge...
Axl Rose has been out of work for a while, right?
Well, he's been doing Guns N' Roses. It's just the Axl Rose show,
Yeah.
But and that's been the problem with Rooksy, and all full respect to him as a musician and as a dude. Because like I said, I've got along with him. I actually was in a side project with him called the Rob Spencer Band. It was just kind of a session project, and so I've got some history with the guy. I've never had a problem with him, but I know in the early edition of Exit Strategy, he was an issue, and you know, Casey didn't want him in the band, and Joe's got a lot of history with him, and they've never really meshed well. They've meshed well as musicians, you know, because they're both monsters at their craft. But personally, again, that's part of the equation to making something last. But so anyway, that was where
psychology. Most of being in a band is the psychology.
It's huge,
the group fucking dynamic.
Yeah, if you've got one dude who's always a sourpuss and just you know.
I've always said it's like being married to 5 chicks that aren't chicks, and you can't fuck them, and so there's no makeup sex.
Yeah.
And everybody's got their own stupid opinion.
Yeah,
exactly.
Punch and part of your life is over.
Yeah. But there's a reason why, you know, you like me personally, why I've been, you know, in bands with Casey and Joe for so long, is that we get along well, we've got a mutual respect, and we work well together.
Totally.
And, you know, it's even, especially when Wes got in the band, we had that feeling of camaraderie and a brotherhood unlike we ever had before in that band, because the first rendition was with Shane, and I like Shane a lot, but he lived in Edmonton, and
that makes it tough.
You know, he's, you know, kind of a difficult guy to be in a band with. You know, it can be anyway, especially when it's a long distance relationship. But I have full respect for the guy, and I, you know, his motif with the band was a huge factor in getting recognized, because he had this thing and this agenda, which was about, you know, the Iraq War and whatnot. And at that time, a lot of people were really on the bandwagon, you know, like, we're right, you know, fuck the ragheads. And, you know, it's funny how things turn around, eh? And we're back to this whole mentality again. But, you know, and we were like, fuck the war. And a lot of people were really kind of pissed off about us saying these kind of things. But, you know, it was primarily him, you know, like, honestly, Joe Casey and I are not that politically driven to be out there in someone's face saying, you know, the kind of things that he was, but he was that person, and he fit that mold so well.
Right.
And so
and the visuals with that first album too stood out so.
Yeah, it was a concept album about that. So it really hit a nerve with a lot of people, and I think that's why it worked so well as a band. You know, granted, I think the album was solid and we backed it up with the music, but the message was certainly very potent.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, it was just a case of after that album, and, you know, we did actually a live DVD of that album, you know, on our CD release night, which was the Dawn of Destruction Festival. We had already realized that things weren't working out with Shane just because it was a long-distance relationship, and we lived in Edmonton, and we lived in Calgary, and creatively...
3 hours away.
Well, exactly.
Hard to
each
jam.
way.
And as everyone here knows, it's tough when you're in a creative relationship and one part of that chain is always missing, you know, and it comes in for just, you know, periodic increments, and it just doesn't work in the creative process of making a well-oiled machine. So, we severed that tie, and we hooked up with Therese, who was singing with Olay and Kilborn at the time. And
I got the call first, though.
Yeah, Wes did get the call first.
But
and you weren't a traitor?
No, I stuck with...
Thank you.
The thing is
it was right when I was thinking about not being in the band.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
Right, yeah.
He was like, I'm thinking about leaving, and there's already some shit going on, or else he would have never even approached you.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't
right. Yeah.
So there was that going on, but for sure.
Just throw you under the bus.
No,
from the past.
But that's the truth, man. And so Wes wasn't available, but he absolutely was our first choice at that time, and we kind of figured we need to do something dramatically different to fill the shoes of Shane, because he was a big presence in the band, and a lot of people were pissed off, and I mean pissed off. There's a lot of bands in town that were like, she's not Shane, she's they just couldn't get over it. It was fucking like, sorry guys, but like, we need to move on, and that's the way shit goes,
Yeah, no, for sure.
But whatever, that record was, I'm very proud of that record that we did with her. It was very different, and but again, it was a situation where she moved to Chicago to pursue her career, and we were stuck in the situation again of not having a singer.
Yeah.
And then at that particular time, it just so happened that Wes was available, and I guess it was just meant to be, because he got in the fold, and we made, in my opinion, the best Exit Strategy album to date.
Fuck yeah.
It's been great since.
Fuck yeah. No, that's
fun.
Awesome. What year did it start again? Like when were you? When was
2005, I believe it was.
5, 6, yeah. Because I remember Casey coming by the Slaughterhouse and he gave me this like 2-song demo thing.
I was in the band 2 years before we did the album, something like that. So I was in there 2011.
Oh, you were in the band a couple years? Yeah. About that. Yeah.
Crazy. Awesome. So yeah, you got 3 albums out. First one was self-titled, right?
No, United State of Amnesia.
Oh, yeah. Duh, fuck. United State of Amnesia. And then, what was the second album
Apostate's Creed.
Yeah.
Fucking A. And then, what's the new one called?
The Atrocity Machine.
Right. Fuck. My
I'm
research
terrible for that shit,
My
too.
research department, you know, I've really been paying them well.
Yeah. Yeah. Midgets that you pay with cereal.
They go on strike after 6 months.
Yeah.
Not giving us our cereal.
Fucking A. Well, I want to listen to another tune real quick. And then we'll do some more jibber jabbering. Thanks a lot for being here, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Pleasure.
We'll see y'all in a minute. Fucking A. I do have to cut this fucking thing short because I have a dumb corporate gig, but it's Christmas time and that pays my bills. But anything else you guys wanted to bring up? I don't know.
We just brought it up over the last 20 minutes, but it wasn't recording.
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool to catch up too. You know?
Yeah, it is.
That's why I like doing these because fuck. At least I get a soapbox on the internet and I get to hang out with my friends. It's an excuse to hang out with them.
Beers and, just for anybody out there that is thinking about going to the New Year's show to see Exit Strategy, but it's on the fence, just you got to see it while it's there because you just never know how long it's going to be there for.
Oh, you're implying rarity.
Implying uncertainty.
Implying
No.
uncertainty.
Fair enough.
So,
Tickets are only $10.
and they're only $10, and
And you can
It's
buy them
gonna
right off the
sell
band.
out. Yes,
right.
buy them off the bands.
Yeah, exactly.
I will deliver.
So will I.
Yeah, fucking A. That even though ticket sales might be slow at the moment, I think they're going to pick up now this December, and I foresee a fucking rad crowd there.
Well, I think it's actually a pretty monumental show, considering that ES has been, a pretty big name in the metal scene, and Oh Shit has been a big name in the punk scene for the last decade, and
Fuck yeah.
it's
Their
Oh Shit's
last
last
show.
gig, and it, who knows what the future of Exit Strategy is. Like Wes just said, we haven't played in a year, and there's different things happening in everybody's lives, so we'll see what happens. But
Right.
I think if you're into seeing, possibly a conclusion of the last decade of the two of the major scenes in this city for heavy music, you got to come to the show.
Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Oh shit, I just had Garen on the last podcast I posted yesterday. And they're doing a box set release.
Awesome.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, shit is?
Yeah, all 6 of their albums.
Crazy.
You can buy them all at once. And
Like
they,
a physical box set.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Crazy.
Yeah. And
That's
I got to
great.
do one of those, so it was sweet.
We've actually been talking about that because Casey's a huge vinyl guy.
Right?
So he like every album that we do, he's like, oh, we should do a fucking vinyl. And then we price it out. And I'm like, oh, I guess we're not doing a vinyl.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure it'll still be stupid expensive, but at least that place opened up here in town, that Canada Boy Vinyl.
That's right.
Which is pretty intense because I think it's the only place maybe in Western North America where
Wow.
they have it's a vinyl pressing place.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that should be interesting. Again, I imagine that it's still going to be fucking
Expensive
because
because the
it's
corner
just
market or the market cornered.
but like that process, once you see how that whole process is done, it's like fuck, no wonder.
Yeah.
But again, I think with this whole like internet thing that happened, that and how it's affected, or changed the music business, where it kind of like got CDs, got to where people like didn't want them, and now it's kind of download cards and all this stuff. So that makes it flip back to where it's like I want the big art and the
The
big
fucking
vinyl.
tangible
Yeah.
gatefold Iron Maiden Power Slave album.
Yeah.
Open it up with the big fucking, mummy blowing fucking sparks out of it. And,
Yeah, but that thing's $65 because
Well-
it costs them $37 to make it.
Exactly.
right?
But there's a certain tangibility that people kind of
Totally.
miss,
Yeah. In the last year and a half, my vinyl collection's grown tenfold. So
Yeah.
it's gotta be something.
Yeah, I still burn CDs like a prick, but
It's mostly grungy old blues albums, but
yeah, nice. I was at my friend Mike. You know Mike Watson?
yeah, I do.
Fuck, he has all the. He was sorry, quick side track here. He was showing me all these old amps he has and like
Yeah,
old
seen
record
'em.
players and fuck.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so cool. He has a really dope setup, like an old Kenwood from like 1962. Like holy shit,
He's
That's
one
pretty
hell of
fucking
a
wild.
singer-songwriter himself too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he won
Blues
blues singer of the year 2014
Yeah,
in
he's
the
a monster.
Calgary music. Yeah, cool. Fucking A. So check out it. Where do we go to check out the Exit Strategy? There's a Bandcamp. What is it? Exit Strategy Death Grind? What is
Bandcamp
that?
is our main kind of home base right now. We've gotten, obviously there's the Facebook to see what's kind of, happening with the band, which is, I know hasn't been much lately, but Bandcamp, if you want to pick up our shit, if you want to download our albums, if you want to order our albums, if you want to get our merch, the Bandcamp site is definitely the place to go.
Do you recall? Do you have it up? Do you recall? Do you know what the
There'll be a
Bandcamp dot?
There'll be links on.
If
the
you go to our
Oh,
Facebook
yeah, well,
page,
and-
there'll be a
and on
link
this
for it.
podcast,
and if
too,
you
it-
search Bandcamp for Exit Strategy Calgary or Canada,
Yeah.
you'll find it.
Cool. Yeah, we'll have links in the description of all this too. So.
Yeah.
So, thanks for getting hard in Nate's backyard, fellas.
Pleasure, man. It was awesome.
I love saying that every time.
It's great. It's brilliant.
I think
the best podcast name there is.
Yeah, it really
Period.
is.
That's it.
Yeah.
the description on iTunes says it usually starts with music and ends with aliens, which it never has since. Oh, I wanted to say real quick, Wes was on the first pilot episode of this podcast
Yeah.
last January,
That's right.
which I did. Well, Nancy, you were there most of them too, right?
Yeah.
I did 13 of them, and then I threw them all away
Yeah.
and that was the first one because I was trying to do this longer form, like 3 hours. So I can drink at least 6 beers in 3 hours, and that's not good.
I think we probably
I've seen you drink 18 beers in like 2 hours, I think.
That's possible. They don't make them big enough.
Yeah.
They're just little tiny things. But so thanks a lot for doing that, even though it didn't see the light of day and stuff.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was fun, and I had to. If I spent the time to go through them and edit them, they'd be fine.
Yeah.
But it's just I couldn't do like 5 hours of editing for every podcast because it was my fault. It was my fault because we'd start talking about something cool and we'd get on a cool tangent, and then something else would come up and it would just go way left, and then it would never come back. That was the only problem, is you'd never get back to or I'd never get back to that original point. So, but it was a huge learning curve, and it happened pretty fast. So,
yeah, that's good.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Well, fucking A, come to Distortion on New Year's and go buy all of Exit Strategy shit. Just buy it. Go on their Bandcamp. What is it?
ExitStrategyCalgary.bandcamp.com.
Boom. Go there. You can pay whatever you want, I imagine. You should put $500 in per song. So, again, thanks a lot for doing it, Nancy.
My pleasure.
Thanks for having us on, man.
Yeah,
no
thank
problem.
you. It's been.
See y'all New Year's. Peace.
Yep.
Get the fuck off of the board!